Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light, Backstage Pass members, Facebook fans and friends, and everyone out there on YouTube. So excited that you could join me here for this evening's weekly Ask Michael Anything. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on InspireNationShow.com. I am running solo here this evening. And what does that mean? It means that Jessica is out in Aspen, or flying on her way to Aspen, looking for a new home for us right now. It means that I've got 2 computers, 2 cameras, 1 iPad in front of me, and I have been trying like the dickens to get Facebook to work as well. And I run into camera error after camera error. So I've been working to get myself centered, get myself grounded. I invited everybody on Facebook to come over here this evening. And so we're going to run everything from here. So thank you so much for your patience. So glad you can join me. I do just see one of our kitties. I think that was Lumiere running behind us. So I'm really excited to talk with you this evening. I have a theme, and that theme is stepping forward into our future. One of the interesting things about stepping forward into your future is we often need to cut the strings of the past. Now, we all understand what that means in some ways, and something that I've been talking with a lot of coaching clients lately about not wanting to step on 2 trains moving in the opposite directions at the same time. It'll kind of rip you apart. We often do that, and we hamstring ourselves or keep ourselves from being able to move forward because we've got 1 foot in one land and 1 foot in another. So if you want to step forward, you need to look at where your feet are planted. Are they both planted and facing in the direction you want to go? I've got some great horn honking going on outside by some geese. On top of knowing if you're facing in the right direction, you need to look and see if there are any hindrances, anything that's holding you back. So I want to share a story with you that I've never shared on air with anybody. In fact, I think I just shared with my first coaching client earlier this evening, which is today, and this part isn't any great secret. Today we had an insurance adjuster over here because we had a water heater go out and we had a lot of things ruined in the basement. What you may not realize, and I didn't even realize, the extent this was making me nervous, making me afraid, making me almost terrified in some way. And so I had to go into automatic writing this morning. And I'm going into a process of inquiry. I'm saying, why am I afraid? Why am I scared? What am I scared of? What's the worst that can happen? Where is this coming from? How is this holding me back? How can I remove this? And at the end of the day, what I realized is that back when I was 15 or 16 years of age, I shoplifted from the store I was working at. And if that wasn't enough, I then at one point in my crazy early teen mind thought I could return an item and exchange it for another. I realized, what in the world was I thinking? I almost got caught. That moment of almost getting caught changed my life and stopped me cold in my tracks. But what it also did is left some serious scarred tissue inside of me, so that when I make returns at stores, when I fill out forms, when I have an insurance claim, when I have anything that needs to get checked or has anything to do with something going back, I freeze up in fear. Why is this important? And I'm realizing I didn't ask. If you come on over to patreon.com, I wanted to share with everyone, patreon.com/InspireNation. That's how you can support the show. That's what keeps the show going. What's important about this is realizing that we all have things that are holding us back. We all have strings that are holding us to our past and preventing us from stepping forward. I spoke with Jessica about the insurance adjuster coming over today. And what she said is, you're going to make a new friend, which is exactly what I think before each and every interview. Hey, here's an opportunity to make a new friend. And so what I did is I leaned forward into the fear. I leaned forward into my worries and concerns. In essence, I leaned forward into my future. That's part of what I want to challenge you here to do this evening or for the next coming days and weeks in your life, is to see where there is fear from something holding you back. Look at it, analyze it, study it, learn about it, write about it, and then lean forward into it. Realize the fear is here to serve you. And if you lean into it, something great will come of it. So when it comes to stepping forward into your future, find that fear, understand the fear, and then lean forward into that fear. On top of that, I want you to work on building your foundation. I was talking with another coaching client earlier tonight about this, about the feeling that we at Inspire Nation, that's Jessica, myself, and Misha and Aya, and hopefully more on board shortly, feel like we're on a rocket ship where the button has already been pressed for this massive takeoff. The flames are coming out the bottom, but we haven't fully reached liftoff, which is crazy. We're in 193 countries. But for what we feel is possible, hasn't happened yet because we don't have that stable platform or foundation beneath us. This may sound familiar in your life, where you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you feel like you're working like crazy, but you just haven't had launch yet. For ourselves, we know what we need is a solid bedrock foundation beneath us. Look at any spaceship taking off from NASA. Those flames come out, they hit the cement on the launch pad. That's the foundation. Pressure builds up beneath the ship and boom, please forgive my layman's physics here, it takes off into outer space. You need that foundation. You need that platform for your rocket ship. Which is why I know once we make our next move, we are going to absolutely take off. What we're doing right now and how many people we're reaching is going to go 10x, it's going to go 100x, it may go 1,000x once we have that foundation beneath us. So right now, speaking of rocket ships, Jessica Lee, my wife and the esteemed producer of our show, is on an airplane heading to Aspen, Colorado. She's looking for our home. It's fascinating about this. It's been fascinating to watch our journey, to watch our nervous systems as well, because we have a truck rented. We're moving on April 29th. Well, we pack up the truck on the 29th. We pull out on the 30th. We're going to get to Aspen approximately May 2nd. And yet we're 2.5 weeks out and we haven't rented a place yet. This could cause some intestinal discomfort. And I've actually done quite a bit of automatic writing. I do the typing version of it going, what's going on? Why haven't we found a place? Will we find a place? Will we be okay? What are the challenges that stand in our way? And what I'm hearing is everything's fine, the right place will appear, and to hold out for Aspen. Why would they say hold out for Aspen? Because there is an allure to what's comfortable in each one of us. The challenge is we rarely grow with comfort. So I lived on the Front Range for over 20 years. I lived in Boulder for something like 7 years. I love Boulder. In many ways, it's my home. It's where I met Jessica. I met her at the Shambhala Center. Was in the middle of meditation, eyes closed. She walked in, and when I opened my eyes, I knew there she is. Boulder is beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. But it's the known, it's comfortable. And it doesn't feel like the next step on our journey. But it's enticing. We haven't found the right place yet in Aspen. We could just go back to Boulder. We could go to what's known. We could go to what's comfortable. But it's in the discomfort that the juice in life exists. It's in shaking things up. It's in growth. It's in expansion. It's in challenge for ourselves. It's in the epic nature of being even closer to the mountains and being to the full-on mountains. It's to the winter sports where we want to train and play and run and snowshoe and ski and cross-country ski. We can feel that in Aspen. So every time that I ask on the inside, am I supposed to go back to Boulder? I get a no. Am I supposed to go to Aspen? Yes. What about compromise and go to Boulder? No. It doesn't serve you. How about Aspen? Yes. And even as Jessica's going there, we're looking at places around Aspen. Now, at some point, compromise is necessary, but I have a feeling we will know the right place once it calls out to us. But you can't play it safe, and we can't play it safe. We need an epic foundation for the next period of our lives. Now, it's interesting. I'm showing here on YouTube. I'm showing it saying this video is unavailable. I'm not sure what that means or if the video is going to come back. This is where it gets interesting. Gets very interesting. So I'm going to keep speaking for a minute or two. Everybody out there in YouTube land, can you still see me in YouTube land? If not, I need to restart the camera. Can I be seen? This is fascinating here. I'll just wait a minute and I'll see what comes up. She's on a plane. She's traveling out there. My attention certainly has been diverted, but so far, Kekin is saying yes. Others are saying yes. As long as I keep getting yes, Andy is saying yes. I got knocked off, but back on. Yes, you can see me. Yes, I can. All right. I won't worry about the fact that it says this video is unavailable. Woohoo! What does this mean? Oh, I love this. There's a spiritual significance to everything. I can't see my video. And we also haven't seen the home we're going to be moving to. But it doesn't mean it's not there. You can't make this stuff up. There's symbolism, there's meaning behind everything in life. So you must follow your calling. You must find your foundation. You must step forward into you. Jessica's going out there. I have a strong belief it will appear. I know it's going to appear in the next few days. I know that it will all work out. Now, there's a difference, of course, between banging on doors with your head and being able to step around and go a different direction. In this case, it feels very much like flow. Somebody just asked, what does it mean to go with flow? Well, in this case, it flowed. The ticket price was ridiculously inexpensive to get her out to Aspen again. That was flow. The organization to get her out there again was super easy. That was flow. So we're going to continue to go with flow and see how it goes. The last thing I want to challenge you with as you step forward into you, as you find and build your foundation, is you get to grow your courage muscle. And I think that's what we've got going on right here as well, which is I spoke a few weeks ago about our automatic writing book. I was having trouble writing it, having trouble actually getting it back from the second, not getting it back from the second editor. Didn't feel right after first editor, didn't feel right after second editor. Stopped it cold, rewrote it. We're done and good. Jessica's almost finished edits in it. Now we're making our magical morning routine for spiritual seekers. That's gonna be coming out, our video program in a couple weeks. And I'm over halfway through the book right now as well. Here's what I like to say. When you step forward into yourself, when you step forward into the fear, you get more comfortable, you get more confident, you get more capable, and you strengthen your courage muscle. The more you put yourself out there, the easier it becomes. Jessica was talking to me via chat, I guess it was, on the airplane, or via email on the airplane. And I said, did that today, did this, did that, did the other thing. And she's going, how are you doing that? You're so on fire. We all get on fire when we step forward into the things that are difficult and we do them anyway. That's really a theme today, is leaning forward into your future and leaning forward into yourself. When you do that, you grow more courageous, more confident. Heck, if I can write a book in that short period of time, what else can I do? If I can make a program in a short period of time, what else can I do? If I've done 800 shows, I'm not saying this to toot my horn. You have your own things as well. In fact, I challenge you tonight to take inventory of all of the good stuff in your life, all of the things you're capable of, all the things you like to do, all of the things you have achieved. And even if you go, yeah, but, no buts. We've all achieved something. If nothing else, you've achieved life, which is miraculous. You're here right now. You've achieved greatness. Look around at the dirts and the rock and everything else. You're a survivor, man and woman. You are an achiever. If you start to achieve more by putting yourself out there and taking inventory of what you can achieve, you go stronger and stronger and stronger still until you're climbing your own mountains of aspen, till you're doing your own Facebook Lives, writing your own books, starting your own business, on your own journey, chasing your own dreams. And so that's what I want to leave it with this evening, and then I'm going to open it up for questions. To lean forward into yourself, to cut the strings that are holding you back, to be on one train at a time rather than two trains going in opposite directions, and to build that foundation beneath you. That foundation can be literal, it can be a home, it can be a location, it can be building a routine, like we've got our magical morning routine for spiritual seekers coming out soon. It can be something entirely different, but we all need a solid foundation beneath us on which to grow and which to be able to take off. With that said, I didn't get to it at the beginning, so I want to say, please come support us and come support the show. We are 100% funded by you, our listeners and our viewers. Come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/Inspire Nation. Become a Backstage Pass member. Become a member of the Inspire Nation family. You'll get new tools, tips, informations, daily wow videos. You'll get much, much more. And you're helping support the show and helping to keep us going. Secondly, we've got back on sale for you if you're watching this. If you type in the code INSPIRE20, if you come on over to InspireNationUniversity.com, click on the automatic writing program, type in the coupon code INSPIRE20, and you'll get 20% off of our automatic writing program, which is truly our favorite tool and our number one tool for helping you to get deepest wisdom from the inside. It's so important, no matter what I say as a coach, no matter what anybody else tells you, it's what you hear on the inside by turning down the voices of your thinking mind, turning down KEGO, and cranking up K Heart Radio, all wisdom, all the time. That's where you're going to get guidance. That's where you're going to find your purpose, your path, and direction. Lastly, so excited to announce that our magical morning routine for spiritual seekers program is going to be out in just a few short weeks. Woohoo! This is going to be between 40 and 50 videos, self-paced, self-directed, real short, so it's fast, it's easy to get through, to help you build your foundation for your day, to help you have a program in place from which you can springboard, a launch pad for your future. There's going to be a Facebook group with that. There's going to be bi-weekly classes with that as well. Self-directed, meaning you can jump in at any time. You can do it at your own pace. But this is a phenomenal program to help you step into the future and you to step into your dreams and what you are capable of doing. With that said, as best as I can, running solo here this evening, Jessica is probably over, my guess is, where would she be right now? Over Ohio. I'm going to guess she's over Ohio right now on her way to Aspen. So I'm going to be doing this solo. So let me start back with questions here. Hi, Kekin. Hi, Peaceful Kumquat. Hi, Romy. Let's go back to the beginning. Hi, Andy. Hi, Nat. Okay, let's see. We're opening up to questions here. Hi, Michael. Thanks for doing this. My question, hi, Kekin, is if you could ask Wayne Dyer any question, what would it be? Wow, that is a beautiful question, Kekin. Wayne, how did you get assistance to help you write your books? Wayne is known for taking notes, and he had an assistant help him to write his books and to be able to get them out quickly. And so I'm calling on the spirit of Dr. Wayne Dyer to come in and help guide me to bring that team member on board to make it easier to take the knowledge that I have here and the knowledge that I have here and get it out for you. We've had over 830 shows now, over 700 guests on the show, and the wisdom that's inside of me that wants to come out, it's a fire hose right now. That's why I'm doing the Ask Michael Anything. That's why I'm doing the Daily Wows. And I feel it is time, I know it is time to get that wisdom out in writing too. And I am writing, and I'm writing fast and furious. But the amount of writing that comes out of me and that's capable of coming out of me deserves an assistant, a team member, an editor, somebody to come on board to help me transform it into books quickly. That's something that Wayne was great at doing. As far as I know, he never used a computer till his last days for his writings. He did it on a typewriter and had somebody else help him with that work. So I want to ask Wayne, how did he bring in that team member? How did they attract him into his life? If I asked him a second question, it would be, how do we build a team? We all have a team in life. We get a higher team and we can all recruit assistance from those around us. And so I'm asking, as we grow, Wayne, how did you bring in the right members? How did you get that assistance on board to help you with your next phase? When you came off of the road, because basically with our show, we're doing a worldwide book tour, 3 years running here. Wayne, he went around the country with a pickup truck and a back full of books. Wayne, when you came off the road, how did you take that next step in life? So beautiful question, Kekin. All right, Andy, question. Oh, wait, we'll go to take them in order here. Romy, how can I find out what's my purpose? Or Romy. And Romy, I think it's Romy. Please correct me if I have your pronunciation wrong. The best way you can find your purpose, well, really actually is to throw the kitchen sink at it. It means go out into nature, ask in nature, ask of the animals. We recently had a guest on talking about the wind. Ask the wind, ask in your dreams, ask in your journaling. Certainly ask in your automatic writing. Keep asking, keep asking, keep asking, keep asking, and do your best to go to a no mind place. The mind is such a beautiful tool, and I'm talking the small mind, our little brain up here, our beautiful little brain here, which is connected to the greater mind. But the little mind is an awesome, awesome tool. It helps us set up Facebook Lives. It helps us organize talks. It helps us step forward. It helps keep us from getting hit by a bus. It is terrible, though, at figuring out our heart-divined path, where we're inspired, where we're in spirit, where we're in alignment with our passion, with our higher self, with our highest good. That always comes from the inside. You would never choose a partner in life, or if you did, bring up some challenges to say the least, with your head, getting out a checklist of pros and cons. Should I marry this person? No. You know, you feel it in your heart. You know if it's right or wrong. You still may step forward. We all do that on occasion. That leads to what I'll call mistakes in quotes. I'll call it in quotes because it's all divine guidance. It's all learnings. We will always get the learnings the easy way or the hard way, but either way we get the learnings, we get the lessons. But you never do it with your head, you do it with your heart. So we want to access the heart, Romy, in every single way possible. And you don't want to cheat yourself by taking on anyone else's dreams or what they think is right for you. Unless they've walked a mile in your shoes, in your feet, nobody outside of you, even your partner, and especially your parents, love them, love them, love them, knows what the best path is for you. So as you're going down this road, you get to cut the cords, again what I was talking about, cutting these cords to our past, to the wiring from our past, from our tribe, from our loved ones, from our parents, from our teachers, from our spouses, that are saying, this is what you want to do, this is what you need to do. There's not enough money there, there's not enough security there. If you do that, you're going to be, and on it goes. Instead, you need to trust and follow your heart. This is 2018. If you do not follow your heart, you're going to be out of a job and out on the streets quick, fast. If you do follow your heart and your dream, it may initially seem more like a more challenging route. For instance, we could just go to Boulder. It'd be pretty comfortable, but it's not our path. You could take the comfortable route, and it's going to seem easier in the short term, but it's going to probably add up to heartache in the long run. Because you came here with a mission, you came here with a purpose, with a path, with a direction. You can fight that mission all you want, but the universe starts to turn up the volume, makes it a little louder, a little louder. If you're Michael Sandler, it eventually grabs a 2x4 and gets busy on you. Once, twice, maybe even 3 times, until you say, I get the message. I can't follow anyone else's path. I have to follow my own. At this point, 2018, the stakes are higher because we can feel so much more. That's why it appears to be on the surface that there's so much more darkness, but there's also so much more lightness too, because we are all so much more energy sensitive now. Which means you're all alchemists. You're all capable of transmuting energy into matter and matter into energy, which means you can take your dreams and literally be an alchemist and make them a physical reality. And I would argue at this day and time, you have no choice but to do it. You have no choice but to step into your fear. You have no choice but to lean into the greatest self possible. You have no choice but to scare yourself silly. Because if you don't, the alternative is, to quote, what was it, Mr. T in one of the Rocky movies, pain. Big pain. If you don't lean into your future, so you can lean into the discomfort now, and it could be really, really, really scary. Jessica's on a plane to Aspen. She has no idea yet what she's going to find. It could be really scary for both of us. 3 weeks from moving, trucks rented, we're out of here. We don't know where we're going. It could be really scary. At this point, we have a lot of faith in the universe because we've been doing this over and over and over again. It's not like a Russian roulette or playing with a, running towards a train. It's a knowing that we're all loved and supported and taken care of if we step forward into ourselves. If you step forward, you will not crash and burn. You will not, quote, fail. You may fail on the surface. You may tank a company or two. We've done that. Almost every great entrepreneur and millionaire out there has done that. In fact, I don't know a self-made millionaire or billionaire out there who hasn't tanked something. It's called learning. We've been taught since we're kids that to learn, you need to get good grades. That's the opposite of learning. That's rote memorization. To learn, you need to tank things. You need to trip. You need to fall. You need to skip your knee, skin your knee. You need to fall out of that tree. You need to grow your confidence muscle by trying things, by putting yourself out there, by taking risks, by putting your neck on the block. Not literally. So finding your purpose, path, and direction is often not the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge is trusting that that's your purpose, path, and direction, and then going for it. Almost all of us in our heart of hearts have some inkling of where we want to go. We're just not brave enough to give it a try. And so I wish I had a little pill on me here. I want to magically, energetically, alchemically here. I'm locking it in as I was taught by a great wizard of Inspire Nation. I'm locking in the feeling, the blueprint inside of me, one could say, of stepping forward into your future. And I'm gifting that to you. I'm gifting that to you right now so that you can step forward, be brave into your future as well. Brilliant, brilliant question, Romy. Let's see what the next question we have here is. Back up a little bit. Simply Faye, please answer my question above. Thank you, Simply Faye, for asking me to scroll. Because I'm running this solo, let's go and see if I can find this. And if not, Simply Faye, please, please, please ask it again. Because I am not seeing it, Simply Faye. And I am sure it is here. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Simply Faye, please ask that question again. The Peaceful Kumquat, can you speak more about the foundation? What are the questions we need to ask and answer to begin this questioning? By a foundation, we need something temporally, physically, geographically, people in our lives, something we can rely on so that we can start repeating patterns, routines, putting things in place that help us to step forward. So it can be a literal foundation. Many people don't have a place that they regularly call home. They bounce from one rental to the next rental to the next rental to the next town to the next town. I speak of this because coming off of Maui, we did a little bit of bouncing. We went to Jessica's home for a few years, then we went to another home on Emerald Isle, then we went to here, then we're on to the next one. So it could literally be a physical foundation beneath your feet, someplace where you can call home for a while and where you can grow a tribe. Foundation is often, not always, but often the people that you hang with. This can be called your environment. Ben Hardy wrote a brilliant book on willpower doesn't work. And he talks about your environment meaning everything to your success. Your environment can be your home. It can be how clean you keep your home. It can be what you hang on the walls. Realize everything at eye level is a shrine. That's what you're working on bringing about. So what do you have an eye level in your house? And if it's a completely cluttered disaster, as mine used to be, then you feel spun, you feel out of control, you feel energetically untethered and unable to move forward. So we need the foundation of your environment. What's that like? You need the foundation of the people around you. If the people around you are spun, if the people around you are not seeking their dreams, if the people around you are not resonating at the energy or frequency where you want to be, then you don't have your strong foundation there as well. That's not saying you have to disassociate with all of your friends, but it does mean choose wisely. But look and see, is there one or two people that you can bring into your life that are on the same path as you, going in the same direction, that you can share and swap stories and that you can grow with together? That's another piece of your foundation. A huge piece of your foundation is your routine. That's why we built the magical morning routine. Because I can remember years ago, I was struggling. I'd been doing all the self-help work. I'd read Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Wayne Dyer, Stephen Covey, you name it, on and on and on it goes. And yet, though I knew all the tools and was coaching, I felt stuck. Nothing was fully taking off. It all changed. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People was the second to last thing that I read. And then I read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And that by Robin Sharma. That was the kicker for me because I was fighting and railing against a morning routine with everything I had. You are not going to get me up early in the morning. I'm a night person. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm a. If you catch yourself doing the dance with I'm stop yourself cold and say, no more I'm a. I'm not a I'm a. What does that mean? You are not your condition. You are not your night owl, your definition. Whatever you call yourself, you're not that. You're so much more. When I was willing to finally realize that and let go of the I'm a night owl, I'm a night person, and say, hey, wait. Let's try this morning thing that Stephen Covey and everybody else, all of the greats have been talking about. Let's try this thing that Robin Sharma said to do in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And I'm going, no, anything but a morning routine. And I started getting up just a little bit earlier. And then I would link one practice to the next, to the next. I put guided meditation in place. I put writing down my dreams and goals in place. I got my gratitude work in place. I got my exercise in place and a few more micro habits. And all of a sudden, my life was on fire. I had built a temporal foundation, a launching pad from which everything would grow. Now I have my morning routine and I try as I can. I try like crazy. No, there's an even better way to put it. I religiously use my morning routine. Some days it's more challenging than others. As a daily show, things come up. But every day that I go into my morning routine, magic takes place because I have a solid foundation beneath me. Questions to ask. What's holding me back? What do I have to gain by holding on to my Ima? My definitions, maybe we'll call her Auntie Ima. holding on to my definitions of myself, holding on to my limitations. We used to be in the running world, and people would say, I can't run barefoot. I can't run again. I can't. Why? I have weak knees. I have weak back. I have weak feet. I have weak ankles. And I would say, but we can fix that. And they go, no, you can't. What do you mean? Well, I've had weak ankles my whole life. They confuse the condition with who they are, and they define themselves by their injury, by their ailment. We define ourselves by our patterns, by our habits. You are not your habits. Oh, I'm a procrastinator. Stop it. You're not a procrastinator anymore. Boom, gone. No more procrastination. You can do this. I'm a night owl. No, you're not. You can be whatever you want to be. I am bad with money. You're not bad with money. It's a choice. All of these things we can let go. All of these things we can move past. So ask yourself, what are the IMAs in your life, the definitions you're putting on yourself? My greatest definition, and boy did Jessica call me on the carpet on this one, I'm my ADD. Oh, I would tell her that. I would be, when we first got together, and she would say, how can you do it that way? How can you speak to me that way? How can you this? How can you react? I would say, well, here's my book, My College Confidence with ADD. Look, it's in the book. Here's who I am. And she would say, with a lot of profanity, you're not your book. And she was right. You are not any of the things you define yourself, and I was certainly not my ADD or XYZ. Something that I've both rewired and tinkered with, because you can tinker with any of this and turn it into your greatest gift. Every challenge that you think you have, every challenge is rocket fuel, certainly opportunity on the other side. It's always just the flip side of the coin. I'm a night owl. Boom. I'm the most amazing early bird there is in the world. I'm not good with money. Boom! All of those years of frustration are helping me to become incredibly abundant. Look for how you define yourself. Ask yourself the important questions. What do I need to be my launching pad for the future? For ourselves, we know it's about getting ourselves back to the mountains. We're mountain water people. We've been living in the water now for 7 years or so, and we know that we'll take off when we're back to the mountains. We'll still love the water. We'll still visit the water, but we can feel in our bones that's our launching pad. Ask yourself, where do I need to be? How do I need to get there? What is holding me back? What would give me the foundation that would help me to launch? And most importantly, why aren't I choosing it? This is such an important question. We often put ourselves in a victim role. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't. And at some point, sort of like Auntie Ima, we got to go to Uncle I don't, and ask Uncle I don't, why am I holding on to you? What am I getting out of this? What am I getting out of saying I'm a victim? I've been really tired the last few weeks. Why have I been really tired? Because we're moving, and because we've got so much going on, and because I'm writing another book right now. Why am I doing so much? I'm actually not pushing myself. I'm in love with what I'm doing. And I know that while I want sleep, and sleep is so dear and important to me, I'm so close to getting another book done. And the book will live forever. The book is, in a sense, freedom. And so I could say, I don't have, quote, enough time. Yeah, you don't. You're running a daily show. You've got 5 shows, 5 books a week, whatever it is that you're doing. You're coaching all these people. You don't, Michael. It's okay. Let it go. It's all right. But no, I want to step forward into my future. Now, I encourage you to do it kind, gentle, easy, good. And I'm still getting at least 7.5 hours of sleep a night, and I'm still doing my meditation. I'm still doing my routine. I'm just choosing to make the time for what's most important. If I said I'm too busy, then what I'm really saying is I have an excuse for not stepping forward into my future. And if I say I have an excuse for not stepping forward into my future, then I need to ask myself, what am I getting out of that excuse? What am I getting out of the excuse for keeping myself small? And that's the question to ask yourself. What are you getting out of playing it small? What are you getting out of defining yourself as XYZ? When you figure that out and dive into it with everything you've got, of course, I highly recommend automatic writing, but you can go to journaling, you can go to the woods, you can go as it's getting warm and put your back up against a tree and just sit and be with that tree and ask, what am I getting out of playing life small? What am I getting out of my fear? What is it doing for me? And then another key, massive, important question I want you to ask yourself. And if you get nothing else out of this evening but this question, then you are in great shape for life. Ask yourself, what would love do? I can go to the fear and stay small. I can be courageous and go out on a limb. What would love do? I can do A, the known. I can do B, the unknown, where I feel I'm called. What would love do? I can go to what my passion and my heart want, or I can go to what I'm told is safe, what will bring in dollars now, what will give me a good, safe, comfortable life. What would love do? And let me say this. There's a time and a place for comfort. I don't want to pick on that. I don't want to say we all need to be jumping off cliffs and growing wings on the way down. There's a time and a place for everything in life. Everything has its cycle. Everything has its cycle. When I was broken a few years back and I'm laying on the couch, I've got 5 other people's blood coursing through my veins, and I'm going, the money is almost gone. What do we do about this? It was actually the time to just sit and be. There was no defining myself as XYZ. Slaying the dragons would have been slaying myself. So understand, if you're truly exhausted, if you're in a cycle where you have to wait, where you get to go inward and be the chrysalis, be the caterpillar in the cocoon, that's awesome too. But you can still be writing and journaling and doing automatic writing and asking the questions. So the minute you get out of that chrysalis, the minute you eat your way through that webbing and you've grown those wings, you will take flight. All right, let's see what else we have for questions here, and let's see if that question came back around. And Romy, thank you for your donation. Woohoo! To quote Dane here, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you. All right, I want to see if Faye had reposted her question here. Simply Faye, and I'm seeing if I see it. And I do not. So let's see. Okay, let's go to the next question that I can find here and see. Kekin, thank you too. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kekin. Woohoo! Thank you. I am so touched. Okay, let's see. I want to address this and see if this is a question. These days I've been attracted to the Camino. Do I have to go to the Camino, or can the Camino be found right where I am? And having coaching clients, many coaching clients at this point, who have done the Camino, Arisha, and hi Arisha, you can find the Camino right where you are. You can find the Camino in your heart. The Camino is a journey of, I'm not going to get my distances right. It's mainly across Spain, typically from east to west, but it can even be from Holland or maybe even north of Holland all the way down to Spain and then across. What's epic about this walk, about this journey, is that so many people have done it over the years that it's carved grooves in the energetic record of the path. What does that mean? It means that people on the Camino have an easier time getting into this place of prayer, into this higher energetic state, to reflect on their life, to see their direction, to get guidance, high-level guidance. Basically, when you're on the Camino, you've put yourself in a place of prayer that thousands and thousands, if not millions, have put themselves on for several thousands of years prior. So it is incredibly special. You can do it on the inside. You can do it by visualizing it and going there. You can do it by simply diving into the stillness as well. Does this mean you shouldn't go to the Camino? There's no shouldn't. And I'm the last person who can say whether it's good for you to do or not. It's all about what's in your heart. I know Jessica and myself have talked about walking the Camino when we have our baby Hannah, which we believe will be next year. We want to do that early on with her. We feel that's an important early experience for her. So if the pull is there, if the passion is there, that may be an important part of your foundation. So if you feel strongly called, for everybody who feels strongly called, these may be the things that you get to step forward into in life. And I think there is absolutely a time and a place for going up for epic, for getting outside of your comfort zone and getting outside of your bubble. And by bubble, I mean the bubble of your town, the bubble of your county, the bubble of your state, the bubble of your country. One of the things I was gifted with when I was 20 years old, I went over to race bicycles in Europe, which I did for a few years. Boy, did that blow my comfort zone mind. Scarier than heck. Hurt like heck. Scary. Did I mention scarier than heck? I made it with my host family for a month before they decided I wasn't Lance Armstrong and booted me out on my butt. And it was terrifying. But thank God for it. And more importantly, getting outside of my own country completely blew apart the idea of separation of us versus them. And well, thank God that didn't happen in my backyard, and made me really start to get an idea that we really are all one people, no matter what. So getting outside of your comfort zone, traveling, when people are stuck, I like them to either help others, donate your time, join a cause, or to literally take yourself overseas and get yourself out of your bubble as far as you possibly can. And the Camino is a great, great way to do that. All right, we'll take a few more questions here. Let's see. Any ideas for law of attraction hacks for kids? Ages range 4 to 13. Kids already get the law of attraction. They can get anything from us they want. They've got us dialed. They have a great understanding. It's actually a brilliant, brilliant question, Erica. I would help them to put things out in their mind. Like put things out in their mind before they go to bed and see how quickly they come about and see what those things are and to discuss it with you. I think that can be hugely powerful, and help and challenge them to continue to dream, to continue to see what's possible. We like to put kids in limits, in boxes. So basically, they've got this law of attraction thing dialed, and then we tell them you can't do that, you can't do the other, you got to play by the rules, you gotta. If you can help strip away those limitations, they are the manifestors of manifestors. And they will grow strong and confident in that. Since today's theme is about building a foundation and building that courage muscle strong, I would recommend, Erica, do the work yourself. Be the most solid foundation for them they can possibly have. Make them feel that you are there, that you have got their back, and more importantly, Erica, that you have got your back no matter what, because they are watching you. They're learning from how you treat you, for how you step forward, by how you manifest. And then encourage and allow them to, I hear one of my guests in my head saying fail. Meaning, help them to step forward into the unknown. Help them to do courageous things. Help them to get ridiculously uncomfortable and relatively to trip, to fall, to skin themselves, and to get back up. So this guest I'm thinking of, I can't remember his name, and I'm not recommending this specifically. He would ask his kids each day when they came home, what did you try? What did you fail at today? And so they would tell him about where they tried. I think a better way for me, I'm really careful about my languaging. Where did you go for it today? What did you attempt? I don't like the word try. I'm big into the Yoda of there is no try, there is only do. So I tend to replace try with go for it. What did you go for today? Ask your kids, what did you go for? What did you attempt today? How did you put yourself out there? What was the result? Encourage, 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 and then go quiet and listen from them, because they want to be heard. The more that they're heard, the more courageous they will be. And out of that courage will come their ability to manifest anything. And most importantly, will be their ability to listen to themselves and to bring about the life that they were meant to lead. They truly are our teachers. Build the foundation beneath them, give them the support they need so that they can truly shine. Thank you, Erica. Brilliant, brilliant question. Take just a couple more here. Let's see where we're at. Breath. Why don't you get much more money to have a mansion, Michael? Well, Breath, we're working on it. I believe what we're trying to attract into our lives is what I call the Archimedes factor. Give us a long enough lever and we will move the earth. That's what we want to do. That's our mission here, is to help shift the consciousness of the planet, to help usher in a new level of vibration and frequency on this planet and help people to shine bright. And the more people we can reach, the more funds we have, the more people we can reach, the more we can help raise the consciousness of the planet, help usher in a new era for the planet. We can all do this, and abundance can certainly help with this. This is one of the reasons when I look at moving to Aspen, which has New York City like, well, Jessica likes to put it, it's a lot more affordable than New York City. Now, I could go and say, wait a second, shouldn't I be playing it small and saving all my money rather than to go to some place that costs more? But energy comes in more forms than just money. Currency is much more than just money. And putting ourselves in vibrational alignment with where we feel called, with also people we feel called, even though we don't know them yet, to be around. Being in that alignment has an energy, has a frequency, has a currency to it. Which means when I think of what the rental costs are in Maui, we lived there before. We're not going back there yet. When I think of what the costs are in Aspen, I go, no problem. Let's get some more books out there. Let's get some more programs out there. Let's see all the ways we can put out as much energy as possible. Then we don't even have to think about what it costs to have a mansion in Aspen. That becomes pennies on the dollar compared to what we're doing. The more energy you put out there, the more it comes back. Will we attract a mansion? Actually, rather than a mansion, I like to think of the retreat center we're going to have, and the animal sanctuary we're going to have, and the different homes or huts we're going to have so people can come in and so we can teach them, and the speakers that we can bring in so that we can have conferences, so that we can have different retreats, all the events we're going to be able to hold in Aspen. And of course, we want to rescue every single animal on the planet. So we want an animal sanctuary. We want a horse retreat center. We want to be able to rescue, have a no-kill shelter for animals. We think of all these pieces that we want to place rather than a mansion. Nothing wrong with the mansion at all. And whatever you want is what you can bring into your life. But we want to see what we can do with this place and how we can rock it. All right, let's see. Time for one more question here. Romy, and actually I'm going to take two more because this is a short one here. Romy, are you on Periscope, Michael? Another way to get attentions. We are not on Periscope. We're taking it yet. We are taking it one technology at a time, Romy. So we're currently on YouTube. When we have Jessica around, we're on Facebook. Then we will look at what's the next branch and the next. And for that, we're calling in assistants. Once we get to Aspen, we need to bring more team members on so that we can have assistance with this, because we are meant to do what we're best at. You are meant to do what you're best at. Somebody who says, focus on your weaknesses so that you're even at everything, I don't believe in that at all. Get your weaknesses to where you're not going to get hurt because of them. If you don't know how to cross the street, learn how to cross the street so you're not flattened by the bus. But then focus on the strengths. Those are your God-given abilities. That's what you came here to maximize. Our strengths are getting out content, are reaching people, are talking with people, are writing, are making materials, are making products. For setting up the logistics, that's somebody else's great skill. So we get to bring them on board and leverage their abilities so that we can reach people with Periscope, with Instagram, with all of these other different means as well. So we're going to be calling that in once we have that next level on our next level below us in Colorado as well. We have to donate more so we can get his mansions. Well, thank you, Romy. So I'm going to take one more question and then tell you one more time how you can donate. Certainly. Peaceful Kumquat, how does one make a donation? Oh my gosh, okay. So that was the next question I saw. Come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/InspireNation. Sign up for our Backstage Pass. It's our monthly program. You become a member of the Inspire Nation family, and we give you tools, tips, daily wow, words of wisdom, videos, binaural beat music, occasional meditations, raffles, gifts, so much more by coming over to patreon.com. I guess I should write that down. www.patreon.com/Inspire Nation, and you can become a part of the Inspire Nation family. If you wanted to simply make a one-time donation, then you can come on over to inspirenationshow.com. You'll scroll down and find the PayPal link. If you're on YouTube, several people have donated here this evening. I have no idea what the alchemy is they're doing, but there is a way to donate straight through YouTube as well. So thank you. Automatic writing program. If you come on over to inspirenationuniversity.com, click on the automatic writing program. This is our #1 tool. I do this an hour to hour and a half a morning. This must sound nuts. I'm saying that I do a lot with my time, and yet I take an hour to an hour and a half every single morning to go basically into meditation, to go into prayer, and ask for guidance on my day ahead, on my week ahead, on my life ahead, on how I'm building things. Am I on track? Am I off track? Am I in alignment? Am I out of alignment? So this morning, for example, I'd love to if you could subscribe to my channel. Hi, Simply Faye. This morning, I was wondering, am I in alignment by wanting Aspen? Could it be that I am trying to drive the ship and really what I need to do is go with something easier? Maybe it's Snowmass, maybe it's Carbondale, maybe it's Boulder. And so I went into my automatic writing this morning and I asked, am I supposed to be in Aspen? Yes. Am I supposed to be in Boulder? No. Is it maybe I'm supposed to be in Boulder? No. Is this my ego talking? No. How am I sure this is not my ego? Because we're coming from a loving place. Your next place is supposed to be Aspen. That's where you're loved. That's where you're taken care of. That's where you're supposed to be. And so I do this process of inquiry every morning, not usually 1 or 2 word answers, but really trying to understand about myself at a deepest soul core level. I like to say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. If you feel you don't have time to meditate, meditate twice as long. If you feel you don't have time for a process of inquiry, you need it twice as much. Each and every morning, I cannot recommend enough taking some time for yourself to learn about yourself. If not, you've got your gas pedal mashed to the floor, but you have no idea where you're going, and eventually it's gonna hurt. It hurt us badly. It tanked us once, if not twice. It robbed Jessica of her health for years. Why? Well, because I mashed the gas pedal to the floor and said we need to keep doing more and more and more, rather than backing off and saying, what's going on here? Why are we hitting so many blocks? Are we completely out of alignment? So I want to challenge you as part of your foundation. Start to build your own magical morning routine by doing a process of self-inquiry first thing in the morning. Now, we do have our automatic writing program. You can come on over to InspireNationUniversity.com, type in, click on the automatic writing code, program, and type in the coupon code INSPIRE20. You'll get 20% off. You'll get videos. You'll get bi-weekly classes. Come join us. It's completely self-paced. You can do it as quickly or as slowly, so you don't have to say, I don't have the time. But these are the kind of things you can't afford not to do. They are your foundation. They are your future by diving into inquiry, by learning about yourself. So mindful living, thank you, thank you, thank you for the donation. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And wrote, my 14-year-old daughter is planning the Animal Veterinary Services and Rescue. Oh, she has got to do it. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Romy on the horse sanctuary, absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Inspired by Michael, Jessica, and sure, Simply Faye. I'll show this so everybody can look if they want to come on over and subscribe to your channel. And that's the missing link that I rarely remember to say here. Subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends. If you found this helpful, if you got something out of it, if it was just what you needed to hear tonight, then chances are it's what somebody else that you know and love and care about needs to hear as well. So let's all help raise the vibration of this planet. Let's all help welcome in a new level of consciousness. Let's all help shift the planet. So share, 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 and together we can do this. So I send all my love your way. Thank you so, so much for joining us. And we will be here next week on YouTube as well. Then my guess is we're back on Facebook. I will go for it though and attempt to get Facebook set up for next week, which is the last week for a while. Then I'm solo. Then Jessica is back and woohoo! I'm sure we'll be sharing what she found on her magical adventure in Aspen as well. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? All right, everybody, have the most beautiful weekend ahead and shine bright. Woohoo! Thank you so much.